he had been in this condition for a long time. He asked him, "Do you want to get well?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. The day on which this took place was the Sabbath. And today's title is "Get Up, Pick Up Your Mat and Walk." Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Near the sheep gate, there was a pool called Bethesda. As we know, the Bethesda means house of mercy. Around the pool, many sick people were lying down there to expect the mercy from the Lord God. There were some blind, some could not walk, the lame people, and some could not move their bodies because they were paralyzed. In King James Version, it says that they are withered. They were waiting beside the pool because they wanted to be healed. They were waiting because they believed that oftentimes angels would come down and the water would move. Whoever the first person to get into the pool would be healed. Because of this, many sick people were waiting around the pool. Among them, there was a man who had been unable to walk for 38 years. Jesus saw the invalid person. 38 years is a very long time. It was not 1 year or 2 years or 10 years and 20 years. It's 38 years. It could be his whole life. He had lived with this problem for most of his whole life. He wanted to be healed. He wanted to be changed his life. But this man couldn't move by himself. Even when the water would move, he was trying to get in the pool, but he could not get in the pool by himself. He needed someone to help him. However, no one was there to help him. When he tried to move toward the pool, someone else even always went ahead of him. Imagine that, how sad he had felt. He wanted to get in the pool, but he couldn't move. And then he tried to get in the pool, but someone else always went ahead of him. For a long time, he tried to get in the pool again and again, but he couldn't make it. Nothing has changed for 38 years. He may think that I will never be healed. He may be thought that no one cares about me. His situation is like very hard to have the hope. At this time, one day Jesus came to him. And let us read verse 6 together. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" Jesus saw him, and then Jesus saw his pain. Jesus knows how long he had been suffering. Jesus knows that how lonely he had felt. Jesus knows how he lived a difficult life. And then Jesus asked him, "Do you want to get well? Do you want to get well?" Why did Jesus ask this question to him? Of course, this man wanted to be healed. He had been sick. He had been sick for 38 years. But Jesus was asking him something deeper in his heart. He wanted to answer from their heart. Do you really want to get well? Do you really want to change your life? Do you have the will to get up and live a new life? That is very important. When you really want our life to be changed, we need to have this desire to change our life. I think about the patient in the hospital. People can have very different attitude before the cure. When they are going through the sickness, one patient may think that, oh, okay, after meeting the doctor, after surgery, after treatment, I will be good. I will want to get well. I'm not gonna give up. Another patient may lose their hope and think that nothing is gonna work. I'm not going to get better. There is no hope for me. There's totally different attitude before the treatment. Like this, when patient completely give up the hope, it becomes very difficult to move forward. Jesus asked us, do you want to get well? What does that mean? In the other words, it means, do you still believe? Do you still have hope to get well? Do you believe that I can change your life? When Jesus is working in our lives, we should not lose our faith, but need to keep trusting in Him. After that, the invalid man's answer was really interesting. If someone asks us, do you want to something? Do you want to do something? We usually answer, yes, we do, or no, I don't, right? But the man, he did not say, yes, I do, or no, I don't. Instead, he talked about his problem. In verse 7, let's read it together. He said like that, I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me. This man was saying that I cannot do it because no one helps me. Other people always go before me. When Jesus asked him, do you want to get well? But this man answered, no one helped me. And then other people always go before me. What kind of heart he has? What kind of heart can we see in his answer? We can feel his deep disappointment. We can feel his sadness. How difficult must his life have been? Maybe he was frustrated with his situation. He had been hurt and disappointed for a very long time, for 38 years. He looked at the pool. He looked at the people around him. He couldn't move. And then he looked at his weak body. Sometimes we may have similar times and situations like him. When you have the hard time, we may only look at our problem and our surrounded people. And then we may say that there is no one help me. I don't have a power. I'm not strong enough. The situation is too difficult. It's for a long time not been changed. When you feel despair or hardship, we tend to focus only our problem, only our situation surrounded. In our life, there could be many problems, and sometimes it looks very hard to solve. At the time, we need to remember that Jesus is still with us. We need to remember that Jesus is bigger than our problems, and Jesus is stronger than our fears. Jesus tells us in Matthew chapter 7, let's find it together. Matthew chapter 7. Matthew 7, verses 7 to 11. Let's read it together. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. He who asks seek finds. And to him who knocks the door will be opened. Which of you, if his son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? Jesus said that ask and seek and find and knock the door, and then you will be found, door will be opened to you, and you will receive it. Although in our life there are many hardships, when you seek Jesus, when you ask him, he will open the new way for us. Although people think that it is not possible, but in Jesus Christ there is not impossible. At the time, let's turn back to